Well, Simon McGregor is in London and joins us now live. Simon?
Hi, Kamali, that's right. I think the general impression from last night's debate that although it was passionate and revealed some of the divisions and viciousness, if you like, of this campaign, that no significant knockout punches were delivered. It's now less than 24 hours until the polls open, of course. The significant players of both camps, Leave and Remain, are crisscrossing the country in a frantic dash, if you like, to try and persuade the undecided voters. The Remain camp, led by David Cameron, has recruited the efforts of a former Prime Minister, John Major. Nigel Farage has given another prominent headline-grabbing speech, as you would expect, the head of UKIP and a passionate believer in Leave. Now, to discuss one of the issues that has defined this campaign, the economic issue, the trump card, if you like, of the Remain camp, I'm joined by Diego Zuluaga, an economist, a chief research fellow at the Institute of Economic Affairs. Diego, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
It is the main issue for the Remain camp. They say that if this country leaves the European Union, there would be a calamitous decline in the state of the British economy. True or false?
I think it's more important to focus on what the experience of membership has been economically for the UK, because there we have certainty about what the outcomes are. And in the 40 years that the UK has been a member of the EU, real incomes have doubled, trade has increased, the UK has become a more dynamic, a more open economy. It has entered into globalization with great strength and dynamism, and all of that has been related to EU membership. And the UK is becoming more dynamic has also meant that a lot of its economic policies have permeated into the rest of the EU with beneficial effects. So liberalization, competition, more open trade, all of that. And the experience has been very positive. I really see no straightforward reason for saying that the EU has held the UK economy back.
All right, well, let's play devil's advocate on behalf of the Leave campaign. They call the economic policies and issue Project Fear, and they say that the European Union, far from enabling the British economy, has actually restricted it and tied it up with regulations, and that we should cut free and make deals with all sorts of as yet unexploited markets. It would be a time of opportunity, not lost opportunity. How would you respond to that?
Well, first of all, we already trade very heavily with non-EU countries. Our trade with China, for example, has quadrupled in the last 10 years. Our first export partner is the United States. And by the way, the European Union is China's #1 trading partner, and Germany is a booming export market. Really, EU membership has nothing to do with your ability to trade internationally, because trade is about profitable economic relationships between firms and individuals, and so on. So to the extent that British firms are competitive, they'll be able to trade wherever they are. It is not really a strong argument in favor of Leave. On the regulation front, I would say that yes, there is a liberal case for Brexit. You can say that if you had a plan to starkly deregulate the economy, to liberalize migration, to let more people from non-EU countries come in, basically, you could make the EU an even more prosperous economy and a more open society. But that's not the plan that's being put forward by the Leave campaign. They talk about curbing migration, about spending more money on public services that are already bloated, and when we are in a very indebted position. That is not a liberal plan, and that's not an outward-looking, I don't think, economic plan.
My last question, you're not from these parts, you are European. As an observer from without, how have you evaluated the quality of the debate? And if you're a betting man, I don't know if you are, which way is it going to go?
I'll respond to the last one first. I think it's going to go for Remain. And I would say the margin is going to be something like 10%, so 55-45, around that number is my expectation. But I'm bullish on Remain, so it might be that my hopes are getting in the way.
And the quality of the debate?
And with regards to quality of the debate, I would say, poor as most political debates tend to be across Europe these days, very focused on populism, on bogus claims, on sensationalist claims, very anti-immigration, and in general showing an increasing turn against globalization, which I think is very concerning, because globalization has been very beneficial to the poorest in society and to both developed and developing economies.
There you go. Thank you very much. We'll wrap it up there.
Thank you.
So the views of an economist there in London betting on Remain and looking or giving us a clear-headed analysis of some of the main arguments. The economic consequences of this vote, clearly one of the central planks of this debate, and the one used most frequently by those who advocate this country remaining as part of the EU. Back to you.
Great stuff. Thank you, Simon and Diego. Thank you very much.